And Jasmine is here as well. Welcome, welcome, friends, one and all from all over the country, from all over the world. Welcome to the Spokane Sangha. Friends, this is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators of the Spokane Sangha, and I want to begin our practice today with a sentiment of metta, and then I'm going to explain the altar that I have created for our practice today. Ooh, perfect. Perfect sentiment of metta. So these are little cards that I paint, and then on the back of them I write little sentiments of loving kindness. This one reads, "May you stay open. May you stay open." One of our practices in the Buddhist tradition is actually something that Thich Nhat Hanh called power. And that is the power of inquiry, self-inquiry, staying insatiably curious. The sentiment of loving kindness says, "May you stay open." Well, what does that mean? I wonder what open means. I wonder what to stay means. What happens if I don't stay? Does that mean that I'm closed? I don't know. Maybe. That's the whole point of inquiry. Wonder, question, be curious. Today's altar was actually created yesterday. And you'll see close to me on the floor maybe a tall stick sticking up there. And that's a candle that I forgot to light. And as I was thinking about it and I was looking at it, I had to ask myself, did I forget? And the answer is yes. And my habit energy of mind is like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I forgot to light that candle. I meant to, and then I didn't. And I can get really negative and harsh. So my practice has been, okay, so I forgot. Maybe there's something else going on with forgetting. Maybe let's practice in a time where the light in our lives feels a little bit dimmer. Maybe that's what that unlit candle symbolizes. Look at that. Look at how I just flipped it. And we all have the power to do that. So today the candle represents times of practice when the light is dim. You'll notice that there are three layers to this altar. In the center, you'll see all these chunks. They're actually pieces of bark, shredded bark from trees that I've had shredded on my farm, and they represent the chunks in our lives, qualities that we all possess as human and spiritual beings that are sharp and edgy and splintery, chunky, negative. Words like gunk, it's one of my favorite ones. It even sounds like the word, doesn't it? Gunk. Crap is another one in there. Silence, regret, distrust, bitter, guilt, shame, should, ignorance, invisible. There's even a blank one in there for you to put upon it any quality that's negative that haunts you. The second layer is a layer of dried flowers. From life there is death, and in death there is beauty. From life there is death, there is life. It is impermanent, it is seamless, and the whole seamless cycle of it, there is an element of beauty. So that's what the flowers represent. And then the most outer layer are all these little circle shapes and oval shapes. Those are called tokens. And these are wood chips that I took to a chop saw because I do, as girly as I look, I do like power equipment. And I really love my chop saw. So when branches come down on my farm, I save the branches and I put them to the chop saw and I make these tokens, and then I wood burn words into them. These are the more positive tokens that surround us, support us, shape us. Power, smile, shine, gaze, kind, express, beat, honor. There's one in there called fart, because you got to at times, right? Wiggle, star, seek, grow slow, cherish, beat, true, bounty, excite, calm, and so on. We are, as human spiritual beings, working with our shadows while we are surrounded by light. Indeed, we cannot actually recognize our shadow in the absence of light. There is only darkness. And so the two coming together are what enable us to be whole human beings. Why are we talking about this in the context of a recovery meeting? Well, in the Buddhist tradition, and respecting the Buddhist practice, there is a time to address issues directly, head on. See it, name it, piece it out, understand it. It is the first aspect of the Noble Eightfold Path, wise understanding. The Buddhist practice also recognizes that we don't always have the energy, the skill, the capacity to address everything so directly. Sometimes, to experience harmony in our lives, we have to address the issues that we encounter in our lives a little more indirectly, subtly, softly. Maybe the approach to wise understanding comes to us by engaging art, like this beautiful altar we have created for you today. And I will say, there's a new piece added to this altar, offered to community by our wonderful Sangha member Jen. And it's a piece of petrified wood. Wood so ancient, so present in its evolutionary being that it has gathered minerals and earth composites and has hardened into stone. Amazing. It is a token of humility. This interplay between light and dark, between negative and positive, between day and night, between good and bad, all of these dualistic pairs of opposites have been defining life since beginningless time. What you are experiencing in your lives, your ancestors experienced too. The details are different, yes, but human beings have experienced pain and ease since they first arrived to this earth celebration. So we take that all together in the big macro context, and by arriving into now our bodies, our minds, our hearts, our wisdom, our tools, we can cultivate present time awareness, i.e., meditation. So I invite all of you to check in with your body and put the body in a posture that feels at ease, perhaps noble even in its rest and reception. This can be lying down, this can be sitting, this can be in movement. Turn your gaze inward to you, the whole of you as a human spiritual being with a capacity for negative qualities and a capacity to be surrounded, supported, encouraged by your own exquisite, brilliant, positive qualities. Sandwiched in between is all the ways, all the things that we experience that come alive and die and fade, the impermanence of things, emotions that arise and feel so fiery and real and hot and tangible, and they are, only to fade and diminish over time. Rise and fall, in and out, life and death, present and gone. The nature of reality is impermanent. For the month of June, in the Spokane Sangha, we have been exploring the sacred masculine, whatever that means. And today, I just want to plant the seed that throughout history, men have been given opportunities far more often than women to explore their curiosity, sometimes to great wonder and success and achievement, sometimes to their own peril. Regardless, the men who have charted the globe, for instance, on wooden ships, were human spiritual beings of extraordinary courage and curiosity. These were individuals who stayed open and who were undoubtedly challenged by the internal narratives of negativity, supported by the wonder of their own light and their own wisdom. I bring forward their courage, their curiosity as something within us all. And that is the energy of the sacred masculine that we're going to employ as we explore the play between the qualities that we judge to be negative and positive within us, and just open it up. Create some space around all of it, including our stories, including our judgments, letting it all be present for us to examine gently, cooperatively, considerately, perhaps even lovingly. In the next few moments of silence, allow qualities within you to arise in your mind and observe what comes up for you. Just see if you can have a spirit of curiosity. Wow, would you look at that? Ooh, look at that. What's that all about? Ooh, something's lurking in a corner. Can you shine a little light there? Be playful. Be joyful. You're a human spiritual being, which means, like the rest of us, you got some mess in there. And you've got some miracle, too. Enjoy your practice. Friends, the way human spiritual beings have engaged openness and curiosity for the benefit of us all is vast and extraordinary. People who test the limits of travel at great risk and peril, whether by sea, on wooden ships, or just recently in a submarine. Sometimes they achieve great knowledge and information and they come back alive, and sometimes tragically they do not. the people who have journeyed into space and discovered new endeavors, new wonders of the cosmos. People who have tested the limits of human endurance, traveling to mountaintops, to great sea depths, near volcanoes. People who are working with disease and have explored giving themselves over to science, experimenting with medications that may or may not save their lives, but certainly add to the overall knowledge for the well-being of others. My daughter is alive today because of thousands of children who were experimented on with different chemotherapies. And there are people who spend time trying to understand their own minds, habit energy, thoughts, actions, emotions, to be of benefit to others by way of expressing loving kindness, compassion, joy, equanimity. These are all extraordinary expressions of openness and curiosity. This is truly the way of the Bodhisattva, to remain for the healing of all beings. It is a practice, and what a privilege to practice with you. Friends, we'll end our practice today with a dedication of merit. For anybody who is new to the practice, in the Buddhist tradition, we always end any kind of discussion we've had, any kind of honoring that we've participated in that has brought forward the three jewels of Buddhism, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, the community. We take a moment to take stock of the merit we have created here. We have engaged these three jewels with a really positive intention, which was to stay open. That positivity is bound to ripple and radiate out into the world. So we dedicate that beauty, that rippling, that goodness, that merit. May it find living beings out into the world who are in fear, who are caged, who are isolated and limited, who are governed by great confusion and anger, violence. May the merit of this practice reach anyone who is sick and being cared for, anyone who is engaging in harmful behaviors, anyone who is crawling to seek support. May the merit of this practice reach them, find them, wrap them up in loving kindness, compassion, joy, and freedom. All of this due to the wonder of your practice and truly the wonder of you. Namaste, friends. We'll see you next time.